Okay, so picture this. You're getting ready for a care home job interview, and those nerves, the ones, are just doing somersaults. Like, we've all been there, am I right? But good news alert, because in this deep dive, we are all about transforming those nerves into answers that'll help you absolutely ACE those interview questions.
Yeah, those interview nerves are no joke.
Seriously. So we're checking out this YouTube video. It's from Career Vids, and they promise it's like a secret weapon, especially if you're trying to navigate, the whole care home job world.
It's interesting how many people are turning to videos like this. It's almost like having a buddy, like right there with you, giving you those little pep talks right before you go in.
Totally. And this one, it jumps right in, gets right to the point. You know what I'm talking about. That super common interview question. Tell me about yourself. They basically say, practice this one until you're practically dreaming about it.
Well, yeah, makes sense. Right. You want to nail that first impression. You're not just a name on a resume. Show them who you are. What I found interesting, though, the video really hones in on more than just skills. It's not just about experience. It's about getting that resident safety, that well-being. Like you're saying, hey, I'm already thinking about safeguarding from the get-go.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Yeah.
It's showing how your values match up with the care home's commitment.
Yeah.
Like creating that safe space, that supportive environment.
Right on. It's about that fit.
Absolutely.
Okay, so after they cover that initial intro, they dive right into a question that can totally make or break you. Why do you want to work at this care home?
Ooh, yeah. I bet they get a lot of generic answers to that one.
Oh, you already know. It's like, I love working with the elderly. It's that go-to. But this video, it's all about going deeper. Think of it like, going on a date. You wouldn't show up without at least glancing at their profile.
No way.
Exactly.
So do your research. Find that one thing, that spark about that specific care home.
Yes. And imagine if you found, like, a news article about a resident who reached a goal with the help of the staff. Mentioning something like that, it shows you've done your homework. You're invested.
Okay, that's gold right there.
Yeah.
That is a pro tip. All right, so this next question, it's like walking through a minefield. Would you be willing to work out of hours and at weekends?
Oh, yeah. You've got to walk that flexibility line so carefully. I mean, they need people outside the typical 9 to 5, but you don't want to overcommit and then your personal life is gone.
Right. So how do you even approach that during an interview?
Well, this video actually gives an example answer. And it's great because it's like, I'm a team player, absolutely, but I also value my own time, my commitments.
Which makes sense. Show them you get it, you understand the job, but you're not waving any red flags about scheduling.
Exactly. Balance. It's finding that middle ground, being eager, but also realistic. And then the video shifts gears a bit, goes to these questions that really test what you know. Like, how would you handle a difficult situation?
Okay, well, let's take a deep dive into those challenging scenarios after a quick break. Okay, so we're back in the hot seat, like right in the thick of it, facing those interview questions, the ones that really put you to the test. See how you handle things when those curveballs come flying. And the first one, it's about dealing with something that happens everywhere. Like it or not, what would you do if you didn't get along with one of the other care workers? And the advice here in this video, it kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I was thinking, did they tell you to, like, march out of the break room, slam the door?
No, not even close.
Okay, good.
It was all about, like, taking a breath
Huh.
and looking at the bigger picture.
Which makes sense. And that's where safeguarding comes right back in. It's not just about the residents, right? It's about making sure the staff, they've got that respect, that teamwork, because, yeah, conflicts happen. The way you handle them, that's what they want to see.
Exactly. So instead of running to the boss with every little problem, the video's like, hey, what can you do?
Right. Be proactive. Think about solutions. Ask yourself, okay, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Or is there like a communication breakdown here? Am I missing something? And once you've done that, then you can like talk to the coworker, work it out, but directly.
It's like that saying, assume good intentions, but at work, right?
Totally.
I like it. Okay, so let's get into some tougher scenarios. First up, what would you do if a resident fell? They really stress knowing the procedures,
Yeah.
like inside and out.
Well, yeah, because there are very specific protocols for a reason. It's all about safety.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You got to assess for injuries, know when it's time to get help, and then documenting everything correctly. These aren't just little tasks on a checklist.
Right, they're there to protect everyone.
Exactly. Everyone involved.
Yeah, and they also mention, like, even after things have calmed down a bit, still being there for the resident, reassuring them, staying observant. It's not just about, going through the motions. It's about that emotional support, too.
Oh, 100%. I mean, falls can be scary. even if someone isn't seriously hurt. So you stay calm, you follow the rules, and you're there for them emotionally. That speaks volumes.
Like you're that steady presence when things feel chaotic.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Okay, speaking of staying calm, let's talk about what happens when a resident, they become aggressive. And that's a tough one, but it's real.
It is. And the video, they emphasize, like, staying calm, not taking it personally, which is definitely easier said than done.
Oh, for sure. Because it's human nature, right? When someone comes at you, you want to defend yourself. But working in care, you have to remember a lot of times it's not about you. Pain, confusion, even side effects from medications, it can all play a role.
Yeah, that's a good reminder.
And that's why the video, they suggest using a positive approach when you're talking to them. Be friendly, focus on their needs. Try those de-escalation techniques, like sometimes just acknowledging how they feel or shifting their attention. It can make a world of difference.
It's amazing how much of this comes down to just communication. Like, it's not just about the physical care, it's about empathy, that emotional intelligence.
Totally. It's like being a detective and a diplomat
Yeah,
and a caregiver, all at the same time.
that's perfect. That sums it up perfectly.
I know, right? It's true.
Now, I know the video, they had some extra stuff about asking questions at the end of the interview, but we'll save that for our last segment. So it's easy to get so caught up, right? It's like you're in the interview, you're answering questions, but you forget it's a two-way street. And this video, I love that they remind you to ask some good questions at the end.
Yeah, because it shows you're engaged. It's not just about, okay, please hire me. It's, is this the right place for me?
Right. Like you're already thinking about how you fit in, what you can learn, and they give some great example questions too.
Oh, yeah. And they're not those vague ones like, what's the culture like? No. They're more like, think about asking about professional development or how the care home keeps residents engaged, stuff like that.
It shows you're invested, that you're thinking long term.
Exactly. Not just punching a clock. It shows you care about the place, about the residents.
This deep dive, honestly, it's been such a good reminder. Acing these interviews, it's not just about having the right answer memorized, It's about showing your passion, what you care about, being committed to making a real difference for these residents.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Every interview is a chance to tell your story, what makes you, you. Play up those strengths. Show them why you're the perfect fit. And, even if you don't get asked these exact questions, it's about the bigger picture. Be prepared. Be yourself. Let your passion shine through.
So true. And to everyone out there, getting ready for a care home interview, we're rooting for you. You've got this. And we'll be back soon with another deep dive exploring something new. Until then, keep those brains working, keep asking questions, and we'll catch you next time.